meeting to order. I'm Vivian Levy, I'm the vice chair. John is gonna be running a little bit late today, so he asked me to go ahead and start the meeting. And since we have quorum, we can go ahead and do that. We have, let's see, first order of business here is the roll call. So, Alexandra, can you do the roll call?
I just can't all the names. Vivian here, Jasenia here, me here, Alexandra, Francisco
Here.
Madeline
Here.
Claudia's not here, and John is.
Thank you so much. All right. The next order of business, do we have any deferrals, additions, or deletions to the agenda today?
Additions, I wanted to talk about the Halloween event. So I don't know if that falls under the addition or under new.
I mean, that
New
could go on
business.
the events calendar discussion, it could go under 6A.
Okay.
But this is his personal. Just not the town one. It's- I'm just saying, I don't know.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so let's add it to the new business then. So that will be C. Well, can you make a motion to add?
Oh, I want to make a motion, sorry, to add the Halloween drive-through event under new business.
I second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Sorry, I'm a little less. All right, so that is called the Halloween. Other addition? All right, so we'll move on to public comment. We have two presentations today. Ladies, any of you have a preference if you want to go first? Okay, all right, so we have Catherine Ravel from the Miami-Dade County Cultural Affairs Department, and she's going to be talking about the animation class that I spoke about
yes.
at the last meeting. So she brought the written proposal and
Would you like me to?
right here, Scott, wherever you feel comfortable.
So I'm Catherine Revel, and I work at the Miami-Dade County Department of Cultural Affairs. I'm in the Education Outreach and Access Division, and one of our programs is called All Kids Included. And within that program, we have an animation class for middle school students and teenagers that meets on Saturdays through our Youth Arts in the Park program. And we met with Vivian and Marianela Alvarez about replicating that class for young adults on the autism spectrum here in Miami Lakes. And we already have the software for it. The software that we use is called Toon Boom, and it's the height of the industry standard. Like Pixar uses it, Fox, Disney, and some of our students who have been in this program for several years have already gone on to work in the animation field. And many of these students are on the autism spectrum. In addition to learning how, they'll start at the beginning with the storyboard, they'll learn how to make their figures move, and they also learn how to do voiceover. And one of our students is actually now a voiceover artist. So this is a really good field for young people on the autism spectrum, because a lot of them gravitate towards, especially Pixar and Disney and animation. So we thought this would be a good pilot program here. And we will hire, we have the instructors, actually a lot of them come from Miami-Dade College's Magic program. And so we have some of the students who are learning animation. And that program, Miami-Dade College, has corporate partners like Pixar and Telemundo and Univision division. So the students who have been working with our, their college students and also college professors, working with our teenagers and middle school students, we'll see if we can get one of them to do this program. And then we'll use the same laptops, iPads, all of that equipment. We'll bring it here for the students, the adult students to use. What we will need help from Miami Lakes for is the location. So we'll need basically like a classroom, maybe in one of the community centers. We need access to Wi-Fi, tables, chairs. I kind of outlined that on the back here. And I guess we would need approval from Parks and Recreation. I guess that's the next step. With maybe an on-site person to be there while the class is going on, to let us in and let us out and that kind of thing. And then we also want to hire a person, probably from the Sandrill Rivers Theater is the location right now for the youth arts in the park. So since they're already familiar with the way this program runs, we want to hire one of them to be there during the class, just to help the teacher or whatever goes on like that. And Vivian mentioned that you had volunteers who work in therapy, speech therapy, behavioral therapy. It would be nice if they would like to be an assistant during this class too. So that's what we have in mind. We're really anxious to do that because just coincidentally, 4 of us in the Department of Cultural Affairs and the Education Outreach Division, we have children with special needs. And so when we've all sort of grown up together with our kids, like with Ryan, and they're all, approaching adulthood, and we see the need. So we want to try to grow this. Right now in our department, it's been mostly children and teenagers, but we want to take the next step and hope that you all will join us in that partnership.
Thank you. So we would, this doesn't exist right now for like.
Not for older students, right? Yeah,
So this will be the first.
in that age group, yeah.
So 22 to 30 is the age group.
Yeah, that age group, we want to keep it small at first, like maybe up to 12 students at the most, just because that's better for them learning. And the other thing is that the fee, I forgot to mention that. It would be $25 for Miami-Dade County residents, and we charge $300 for our programs for out-of-county residents, like someone from Broward. However, if there's a financial need, the county can help come up with scholarship, and maybe Vivian mentioned you could too. So, and I had just coincidentally, Best Buddies in Pembroke Pines has already reached out to me about being interested in this program, but we all felt in the department it'd be better to get the program up and running before we try to offer it to them, since they're such a large group. And we were thinking of promoting this starting in January, February, and beginning the program in the spring to give ourselves enough time to get it up and running and to go through your approvals process too. So
Then any requirement for the students?
other than their age and their ability to participate in the class setting, to be able to be in a 2-hour classroom setting with breaks, and like I say, if we have the assistant there and interest, just the main thing is an interest in learning how to do animation.
And is it only for adults with autism?
No, well, I guess that's up to you guys. We were thinking of autism because they seem to be the most interested in this area, but our program is for anyone with special needs, so it's up to you all to decide if you wanted to be limited.
Try to have our programs be for everyone, all of it.
So that's fine, yeah.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Now, so the cost is 25 per 6 week or
For
per each
the whole
week?
6 weeks,
Oh,
so it's a good deal.
I love that program.
Yeah,
Oh,
and I'm
very
sorry we
good.
have to charge for it out of county, but we're a county organization, and that's just what we do here.
And the class is for 6 weeks.
Mhm. And I guess we have to decide when would be the best day, if it would be a weekend or a weekday.
What are they focused on? What the class?
Animation, learning how to create an animation and do the voice and sound effects for it.
And you guys help them with finding jobs after as well?
Well, we could talk about that. This program that we've had for the teenagers, we have in addition to the weekly program, we have a 2-week boot camp for teenagers, high school students, and we've had it for 5 years now, and they tend to be older high school students. Several of them have actually done, the woman who teaches that is out of California. She's a really dynamic woman who's on the autism spectrum herself. We bring her in here, and then the gentleman who does the music and voice, is a college professor at the university. He's in Tampa, University, and they come. They have actually helped us out. Some of those students already have jobs working with. Her name is Danny. And so it's a little bit out of my department, but it kind of, we have the networking to kind of carry it on. So it's not like I can promise you that a student will get a job, but there has been some success with, like, say, 5 students over the last 7 years who were able to be hired, either doing voiceovers or animation.
And where do you do the class?
We, somewhere in Miami Lakes, hopefully, the class that we have now for the middle school and teenagers is at the Sandro Rivers Theater. And we sometimes move it around, but that's where it is. Over the summer, the 2-week program, it's every day. That's like an 8-hour day for 2 weeks program. That will be at one of the Miami-Dade libraries. We kind of, we had it up in the North Regional Library. It might be down south this time. We kind of moved it all around. So that,
Would that be an opportunity to do it in Miami Lakes library?
I don't know if they have the resources. I'm not sure if it's big enough and has the technological resources. We've been doing it at the regional libraries just because they're a little bigger.
Yeah, they're bigger.
Yeah, so,
Claudia, we're looking to do it in one of the
In the
community centers.
oh, yeah, the special one that's for Miami Lakes is for the adults, and that one would be in, yeah.
Veterans Park.
And do they need to have like,
Yeah, the youth center.
you provide everything to them?
We will provide the laptops, the software, mainly what we need is the location, and we need somebody to, like someone from the Parks Department or whoever runs the community center to, like, just be there to open, that, and take care of all of that part. But we'll bring the software, we'll hire the teacher, and if there are Miami Lakes professionals in, any kind of therapy who has experience working with people on the spectrum, if they would like to volunteer, that would be good. We will do marketing through our Miami-Dade media. If you guys want to help with Miami Laker or whatever like that.
And how many students?
We were thinking like 12 maximum,
And what
8 to
ages?
12, 22 to 30. Yeah. So,
Okay. Super.
Anybody else have any other questions?
What happens if we don't have the minimum?
well, we'll just try to get it. I mean, I guess we'll just postpone it until we do, try again to do with the recruiting effort.
I think we'll be able to get them.
Yeah, I don't see having any issues
Of getting
with
at
this
least 8
program, yeah.
students.
Do we know what community centers we can use?
That's when, this is the first step. The next step will be to go to Parks and Rec, so we can get all of that.
And you're
figured out,
thinking of
have
doing
them
the
approve
open
it, and
house?
then
In
go to town
January,
council,
February.
and
Yeah,
then town
to
council
start.
approves
And
everything,
then
and
tentatively.
then.
Yeah. So the,
I love that program. I think it's really cool.
It sounds amazing.
yeah,
Thank you so much for this.
it's really rewarding for us, like with the teenagers particularly, what I've been, so I think with young adults too, when you see when they come in there and they like to draw, but then they learn how to make their drawing move, they learn how to, do special effects, they learn, and at the end, you see what they've done just in 2 weeks, like with our summer program, or at the end of a 6-week program, they'll start with from the beginning and the end, they have an animation, so, it's really rewarding.
Is there a particular reason why we're starting at age 22?
Just because like in the school system, 22 is the cutoff. I mean, for a lot of programs that once they're 22, that's kind of the end of it. So we just picked that, but.
And it already exists for the other ages.
Yeah,
like
for
you
the
said,
other
just
ages, we
not
have a
in
program
Miami Lakes.
already. It's
You can
just not,
go-
correct. We
It's just not in Miami
It's not in
Lakes.
Miami Lakes. Yeah, it's through our Youth Arts in the Park program.
With how long have you been doing the program?
We've been doing the Youth Arts in the Park program for, I think, 10 years, maybe. The 2-week boot camp, we've only been doing like for 5 or 6 years. So but with younger people, this will be our first time doing it with the older group. Yeah. With the 22 and up.
In the classes, are they continue coming to the classes, or you're having some dropout? It depends on the parents. or-
We've tended to have not much dropout. They've actually stayed pretty engaged, the kids have. So, I mean, we have some that have started out in middle school and gone all the way up to high school, and then they've gone to the 2-year boot camp. So they seem to really enjoy it. And the Miami-Dade,
I'm sorry, 2-year?
it's a 2-week
Okay.
boot camp. It's just that We call it a boot camp because they're there.
No,
every
I
day.
thought I heard, and they move on to the 2-year, I'm like, 2-year?
Oh,
Wait a
no,
minute.
not 2 years. I may have said 2 years.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait a minute.
It's just 2 weeks. And then some of them, a couple of them, if they have the academic background, Miami-Dade College, like I said, they provide our teachers, they have that incredible magic program where they would get their associate's degree if they went to that. And then the magic program, their corporate partners, the kids pitch animation project to like Pixar, Telemundo, it changes every year. And those folks choose one, and then the kids they're hired by, and they work on it together. That's an amazing program. So we're really lucky to have them. But that would be if they were college bound. I mean, that's in the future.
Do you have views of like what they done in the
I
past?
do, and I didn't bring them with me, but I think we sent a link, but I can send you that again to show you the videos. We have a,
I have
video
last-
last
I
time.
played the video last time.
Yeah,
at our
okay.
last meeting.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw it, I saw it.
Yeah, that's the
That's
same
the
program.
that's
that
the
we-
boot camp, yeah.
Super. Sounds great. Sounds really nice.
Okay, any more questions? We have one more presentation and then we have to get through all other stuff in the agenda. Okay, so our next presenter is Miriam Dumont. And she's from HML High School from their adult division.
The adult division, and it's got to do with special needs as well, and seniors with disability. And these are the classes that we get to pick and choose, and we have it all year round. And it's, like school, regular school and summer school. And the benchmark activity 1 is the same as activity 2. So you get to pick 2 different activities.
I'll pass it on here.
Which one?
Oh, I got it.
Oh.
I've been with this program since 1985, a long time.
Yesterday.
Just a couple of years ago. And, it's excellent. As you can see, there's some classes that we like to suggest more than others, because this is also for the seniors with disability, when they have surgeries, the back and stuff like that, knee. But anyway, we have like in Q6, we have like coping skills, and we also have the class math. This is very good. We use computers as well. We give them computer classes. So that, that's fine. And we do exercise, physical exercise. Well, there's some that are wheelchair bound. So what we do is, we throw the ball and they get their exercise. And as you can see, we have 12 different kinds of classes that we have in our program. And with that, I was able to take Debbie over to Edgar J. Home, and which is Bucky Dent, they used to call it, in Hialeah, and she was able to see what it is that we do. Of course, we would need a site, and our students are anywhere from 16 and up. Okay, usually once they leave the high school, which is 19. I'm sorry.
What's the age?
Actually, adult program starts at 16.
16.
So they can drop out.
Yeah. We have like we have some classes at Bucky Day, calling it Bucky Day, until not in the evening, late afternoon, 4 o'clock or so. Later than regular school, is what I'm saying. I know there are a lot of parents that need to go to work, and the students are well taken care of. And we are, at the moment, we have 3 sites that are for special needs. One is Bucket Day, another one is Success at Work, which at Success at Work, they have for those that are can hear deaf. And then we have Kids and Music in the route that they actually teach them how to play the piano and stuff like that. And that's what it's called, our AIEP, which is different from base school. And we teach them how to learn, how to deal with the stressful situations, because especially those that have autism, a lot of them get, really stressed. She was thinking, sorry. It's okay.
Don't worry.
I love kids.
Don't worry.
And they need, to learn how to cope with that kind of situation. There isn't. And you teach them how to know themselves. A lot of them, they don't know how far they can go in their studies or what they can learn and not learn. So we do a lot of that. We would need an assistant. We can provide the teacher and some supplies. Because I can get supplies. This is all through a grant, state grant, that we get here in Miami-Dade County. And through the state grant, we provide those classes. We have a lot of classes. And 3 that are only for, special needs. All the other ones are senior learners. You probably heard the sewing class at Mary Collins, and you probably heard Tai Chi, which, by the way, we do Tai Chi with the special needs as well. And computers, like I mentioned already, and arts and craft, and, it's a lot of things here. And anyway, it starts at 16.
And you guys have the participants as well?
Do we have participants?
Yeah.
We have a teacher. We provide a teacher. We need a site, and we need an assistant, because the teacher has to be in the class or whatever she's doing with the students.
But the participants, you have the students,
Yes, no, the students have to come from Miami Lakes.
Any transportation?
But see, the difference is that we can start very small. We could have 5 or 6 students.
this is not, this could be
And
done
then
at
make
Gigi's.
it grow. I'm sorry?
This could be done at, if you need a place, it could be done at Gigi's Playhouse.
Oh. We start, right now we have I think there is about 100 kids in there. There's a lot of kids there at Bucky Bend. But and all the other sites also have a lot of students. But that's the only thing we need is a site and an assistant, because if the students have to go to the bathroom or have a drink of water, I don't like for them to go by themselves. It's best to go with, to somebody that.
This,
Is there like a ratio of the teacher per student ratio?
We
like
have
they
the
do
classes
for-
are about 10
school?
students. It's not like in school. In school you have 25. Usually we have 15 or, or so. And they have it back there. They have the laptop or the computers that it goes around, and they just sit facing and they do their math, and they do, so they teach them how to, really, how to use the computer.
how long
Those that
each,
are more advanced.
how long each class?
Each class is about an hour or 2. It all depends.
And the
It could be
program-
up to 2 hours, but they go from one class to a different class. Like say they go to exercise, and then they go to math, and then they go to, it could be to learn how to make a sandwich. Okay, and, they go to different classes all day long. It's
like
not like
an
one-
adult program. It's basically an
It is an
program.
adult program for special needs.
Do they get transportation, no assistance and transportation?
No, we can, no
So they
transportation.
have to come with the parents or with the.
They have to be dropped off,
transportation
by the
up into
parents.
location?
So
Whatever location.
the one teacher teaches all the classes, or sometimes they come.
Well, if it is, it all depends. If we can get more teachers. But to start small, we would only need 1. If you're gonna have 10 students, she can teach all the different classes. She stays, Mr. Hatta stays there all day, and Mr. Perez all day. But once it grows, then you have to have more teachers, of course. And better, I don't know how big your site is, but it grows. It grows. And these are all the classes. And then if you look at the next page, the town of Miami Lakes, we call it therapeutics program, would have to put the student's name, rather than go each one bring a paper, giving the student's name, it could be ID number, because we don't use social securities at all. from the students or anything like that. We give them an ID number, the school does. And then we give them, we have the disability code, which I believe I gave you a list of all the disability codes that we have. And this is by the state.
And do you use as many as needed, or is it?
We use the one.
Okay.
We use one, the one that, if it has more than one, we would use the one that is primary, yeah. The one that,
Okay, so this would be for students that are 16 and up,
they can be 16.
and what are the hours?
It could be all day, like from 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning to 3:30. It depends. Some students leave earlier because we can fix them up early. You know, and we think about those that need to go to work.
And the teacher is a Miami-Dade County Public School.
It's
special-
certified, it's certified with this, with the MDCPS, Miami-Dade County Public School.
But a special needs.
Yes.
In training, in
ESE.
special needs, ESE.
So it says 16 and up, is there a cap?
Not really. We have them 25 years old.
Okay.
There's no cap really.
Can you do a pilot program? I mean, in the location that you take, if you have any location, you have 6 kids, like 6 adults. Will you do a pilot, like meaning say, okay, let's say do it for 6 months or a year? And if it,
Well, like I said, we have a yearly grant. So we can do it with as long as you want. If you want, we'll do it just for one trimester. But I cannot promise that I can give you the second trimester because the money may have go someplace else.
okay.
There's studies there.
So how do you, if you take a location?
We take an occasion, then we have
Say
affiliating
1 year.
agreement with we have affiliating agreements with the County Miami-Dade or other sites like Mary Collins and Royal Oaks. We have it here. And also the one by the police station,
Yeah, the youth.
the youth center.
The youth center.
We have affiliated agreement with all of those. So any of those sites we can use. And if anyone is interested in like that, they will meet me there, I could just go on, you know, one at a time.
And that's the one in Box City.
Yeah, but that's big, that has really,
Right.
it's huge.
Yeah. And usually how long does it last? Like, or like, okay,
We go with the school calendar,
that's okay, that's what I was gonna say.
school calendar.
So same as school time.
Same as, they have
In Miami.
days off, Miami-Dade school calendar for adulthood, which is slightly different than day school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the adult ed, they have a calendar for adult ed, they have a calendar for
Elementary.
elementary/middle school.
I didn't know.
Yeah. Yeah, we have different calendars. So this one would be the adult ed calendar, and the vacations will be right on that calendar, and the days off the same. It also goes into the summer, because adult ed does have classes until it changes the days, in August, beginning of August. There's a little boy there, somebody lost a kid. So if you have any questions or anything, I believe you have my number.
I have like a clarification for everybody, since they weren't able to see what I saw. I know in that program with Lucky Dad, they also do a lot of like extracurricular stuff. They go on field trips and stuff, so that's totally separate. That's done through the city of
Teachers can
Hialeah.
go with that, but you plan that.
Right, the city of Hialeah plans.
The city of Hialeah plans it, and our teacher goes along to assist. And believe it or not, that can be educational because the students take their own money and
No, I
buy
believe
their
it,
own
yeah.
snack or whatever they want,
Yeah.
and she
They're
just makes
putting
sure
it-
that they get the.
They're putting the lessons into practice.
Right.
that they learn.
Actually, they do.
That's really
Right.
cool.
Yeah,
So-
but that part is town mandates,
Right.
and you
that's
have to
what I
provide the
wanna-
transportation as well.
Right,
Our teacher would just go along with the
Right.
students. And they have a lot of, they have Special Olympics
Right.
also.
And I'm just clarifying, the adult education calendar is the whole year. It's not like the
Like no
school
summers
calendar, no summers off. It's from
Yes.
August to August.
Yeah, but it's the beginning of August it ends, and then it starts up again after. And 2 weeks after the teachers need to have some vacation. They get 2 weeks then in August, and they get Christmas and spring break.
Yeah, those regular.
Can you share your information with all of us? Or your-
What, the calendar?
Your phone number and. your-
Oh, yes,
I have
go
it.
ahead.
If anyone
bring
needs
it.
it, I
She-
can ask him.
She has the number,
Yeah.
my phone number. And I wrote down the
The
email.
email we have.
It's amduman@bateschool.net. Anything else? I think it's a great program, so, but it's, like I said, it's a grant. So it's up to you. And if you want it only trimester, I can promise I can have the second. As a matter of fact, as we're looking now, and we already got the money for this year, but nonetheless, if interest comes and we want to start in January, then maybe we can do something. And we can start slow. Like I said. Any other questions? Anything?
The program that you have it with the sewing class,
The sewing wouldn't be for this, the special needs.
no, the class you have for sewing, how many times a week? Is it every day? Is it?
Actually, is twice a week. I think it's Tuesdays and Thursdays. Sewing because of the meeting. There's some things that you cannot, some of the
So Q12
programs
is not
here,
available.
sewing would not be. Internet, yes. Application, yes. They learn about health issues. Computer applications, they do that. Interpersonal skills, and socialize, and they do that too. Current events, it all depends. If they can handle, like whatever is happening in the theater or anything like that. We don't go into politics, we don't go into religion, we don't do anything like that. And it's whatever events are given by the county and, we talk about it. We teach them self-care, hygiene and grooming. Music, they might sing along because I don't think we have instruments here that they can use. And we don't provide instruments. Dances in class, those that can, we could do that. Art, oh, there is a lot of art going on in puzzles where they do that. Excuse me. Physical exercise, well, I already mentioned, yes, they do that. Different Tai Chi and all different kinds of exercise. Some with a ball that they can throw to each other and that kind of thing. Language, they do. Reading, some. It all depends. Cooking, they don't actually do cooking because we're afraid about getting burned.
And you
So
don't have a
they
stove or
can make-
anything.
I'm sorry?
And you wouldn't have a stove or anything like that.
No, nobody provides that. I've said, okay, they just don't want to do that. I told them we can't get involved with that. We can make sandwiches. They can make their own peanut butter and jelly. If they're not allergic to peanut butter. Or, some kind of ham and cheese, or so they can feed themselves. They can, because you've got to sometimes do it more than once. No Spanish. Consumer education, no.
You can go and visit when the activities are happening.
What, the parents?
Or like, for example, like myself, like I want to see the programs how they.
But do
they're
you want to
happening.
see the program when
When
it
they're
starts
happening.
here, when they're having
No,
it?
no, like the one you haven't looked at.
Yes,
This
I
is
can
gone.
take one person at a time.
And when
I
they're
cannot take
happening.
a group.
And so that we can see it real when they're
No,
happening.
one at a time because
Are you sure?
it can get,
Uh-huh.
you don't want to disturb the class.
Yes.
Which classes did you see? Computer? No.
No, I think they were teaching math. They have like those smart boards, the smart boards, and I think they were teaching like different coins. and
They do that too.
The money.
Money, that's why when they go,
Across while I was there, but they also have like a computer lab. And,
as far as the computer lab, you know that we have computers in many homes.
No, I'm talking about it in a field.
Sorry,
Can I have
because
one?
we teach the computer classes.
Yeah, I know
Thank you.
you already provide for the elderly affairs committee, the process for the elderly population.
We
So
do
they're already
computers.
familiar.
Morning and after, that's the only thing they use in the computers all day long. Because it's more in the morning and afternoon. Monday through Friday, and Thursday.
Is there anywhere
Oh,
else?
we don't
that
have
that
classes
has
on-
computers?
No, only Mary Collins.
And they use them. Monday to Thursday. We don't have classes on Friday.
But maybe we could do it during the time that they're not using it.
The only time they're not using it is on Friday. Because they use it in the morning and in the afternoon. At Mary Collins.
Sounds like maybe
But
we need to work
maybe
on getting
They can get
that.
some more computers.
As the next special needs advisory fund board, we're gonna do a special needs corner in the next.
The youth center will be perfect for something like that.
But I
That's
mean, we
true.
could
I
do
thought
it-
of that. Either that or, the park. Is that big? I haven't seen the new building there.
Which Optimus Park?
The Optimus.
It's a nice sized classroom, maybe double of what this room is.
But it's only one classroom.
I think that you can partition it into two.
Okay. Because there's also during the day Royal Oaks. I don't. But that, the one you mentioned, which is right by the police station, that's probably very good because they can go outside and play with the ball. I mean, it has a space there, there is a basketball. It could also be a place. That's all we need, a place and somebody to assist. Okay?
Thank you, ladies, so much. You're welcome to stay, but you don't have to. I'm sure you have.
Miriam, when you say someone to assist, you mean a staff member
Yes.
at the
because it-
location?
At the location.
Okay.
Being that if the teacher is in class, we don't allow the students to go to the bathroom or anything like that by themselves.
Okay.
So that's the only thing that,
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
And by the way, I was watching on the Facebook page the whole time, so I've been listening. I was like, oh, John's not here, he's not even paying attention. Oh, I was paying attention. I was feeding hamburgers, cooking pizza, and paying attention at the same time.
You didn't bring us any?
No.
Don't mention it then, don't mention you're doing pizza burger.
That's right.
Okay, that's very good. So it sounds like you got a couple of really good presentations there. I believe what we've been talking about all along is the idea of trying to fill up the centers and do programs like this. So whatever we have to do as a board to make stuff like that happen is what I want to do. Usually I have an idea of how to put that together, but sometimes some of these things are a little bit more tricky, which I kind of need Claricel for, because as we found out last time, there's some that you have to submit a whole business plan. There are some we could just say, hey, you know what, sure, take it over. But I think we should invest in any one of these opportunities that come forward like that, especially the lady that was the first lady is that the one we've been talking?
Yeah.
Animation.
Yeah, that program is awesome.
Yeah, and not to mention the fact that they bring all the equipment, so it's not like we're doing anything, we just have to reserve the spaces and bring in some food and help keep the place going, and I think that if we could put that down, which we could do that here in our event calendar discussions, if you guys want to do that, we can go with it. We have,
I have a little question. Okay, because I have the proposal from the sensei, but is that something that he has to come and propose himself?
he's gonna have to do,
Okay.
because I remember right
I
that.
know, but sorry, he already did that.
Yeah,
He just turned that.
He did?
He
The
came and
session
showed
was
the
real
program.
I mean, now we have it in writing.
We
so
ran
that's
out
why-
of time.
Yes, he doesn't have to come.
I don't think
right?
that's the case. I think he has to present it to the town council, doesn't he?
No.
No, it's just to you guys?
Did he provide us something?
Yeah.
Yes, I have
Okay.
some.
We have it
So we
now.
need to share that with our parks director
Right.
so that, you know, they need to do their due diligence. Once everything is complete, that, you know, we have a room, location, you know, all the logistics are in place.
Right.
Then we go to the town council so they can just give us the blessing and
Okay.
then we don't have to start with like, oh, do we have a room? Do, you know?
Okay,
Okay, so then since he's already done his presentation, we just needed the physical.
We just need it in writing, which we already have it. And now we have the animation.
Okay, well, let's get to that in
In
here.
writing.
Let's get to that
Do
in
we
here.
have to vote on it?
okay, I wasn't sure, I'm sorry,
We will, but we haven't gotten that quite yet. You just closed, we're closing public comment, everybody right on that?
Yeah.
Okay. Next thing is approval of minutes. So has everybody had a chance to look over the minutes?
He moved them, so I don't think we need to go over them. They were mine.
I'm
we
pretty
have to-
sure, I'm pretty sure they're perfect. I motion to approve the minutes.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Nobody? And passed. Perfect. Now let's get into old business, event calendar discussion. So animation classes, the dojo program, these, we don't have to go down by order. The reason I just put them underneath event was these were some of the ones we had talked about in hard time, not in soft time. So these are ones we actually have plans for. So the whole A through F, that's the whole conversation for this period right now. So we can talk about any one of these, however you want to jump. So who, do you want to start with the dojo one first? Because you were just talking about it.
Actually, I think, well, I already got my answer, so it's basically just submitting it then. Even though I don't know if we should take a look at it first to see like the pricing and like the different things, I don't know.
Well, he's presented all, did we get any price numbers when he was doing the
No.
presentation?
I don't think we
We
did,
didn't
No.
get any price.
yeah. That's why, like,
And I
I,
think they should
I just
put
wanna
a-
be-
A proposal. With prices.
So did
Okay,
he,
these are prices
did
right
he submit a packet proposal or did he just write an email telling you what he wanted to do?
this is,
So it is,
It is a proposal.
so we need a printout of that. Can we get Clarissa the print back here while we're here? When she comes back, let's see if you can get that
he
over to
sent
her.
it to me not that long ago, that's why I had mentioned it.
If she can print it out right now, we can pass it along, take a look at it, put it in here and pass it. That would be the smart thing to do, because we can take the time to read it. We know the majority of what it is. We just need to see the little
Details.
pieces, the
Yeah.
little details, what he needs specifically, and then what the cost is, and then we can send it to the Parks and Rec, and they can determine where he can go, when he can go. And then that comes to back to us to go to the council for approval, and then it gets put through. Because his is a business plan like Arts for Autism. What was the other one that is a business plan? Was that the vocational? Who's the animation class?
Yeah, she turned it in. She have a copy.
Yeah, we put the prices there.
No, it's not in the package.
In here.
Oh,
Okay.
It's two sided.
Yep.
now did we
It
want,
says here that it would be $125 per hour. So it would be no cost to the participant, but that would be the cost. It's 7 pages, so it's gonna give it a lot. But that's what I'm seeing here. And that would be,
So that would be for the instructor.
exactly, yes. And I remember that you did mention, like, if you can have a volunteer to also help.
yeah, he recommended a volunteer too. On this one here for the vocation, I'm sorry, the animation classes. Does everybody feel really good with it?
Yes.
Amazing.
For the $25 per person, do we have like a limit to how many people we can have there?
Yeah, it says.
Maximum
it's
12 to 15.
Yeah,
No more
At the
than 12.
bottom, class enrollment.
So we were gonna cap it off at 12.
And the ages
yeah,
are
she was
20
saying to cap it at 12. I mean, it does say here 12 to 15, but she wasn't 12.
Would everyone agree that we should cover the costs for our residents, like we do with Arts for Autism?
I'm always
I,
a little bit hesitant about, doing it for free because then people don't show up.
yeah, we can,
And then the other people lose out.
it's not bad, 25, anyone can do it.
Yeah.
What I would,
And it's 6
That's
weeks.
what I said to her.
Yeah,
maybe she
20
can do
to
like
the
a.
nine.
yeah,
like a
yeah, we'll bring
demo,
up to the
And that
table.
way you know who's gonna be committed to it. And
Yeah,
then
you-
you know what you're gonna be investing.
Well,
because
what we did with the other one was, I think if I remember right, we started it with the parents paying, and then the next time they did a round of programs, we started covering some of them. And now we cover the whole thing because these are consistent people. So if you want, we could just approve it, let them go before Parks and Rec and the board go through, and then let them charge for the first round, see who's interested in it, see who goes to it, do a second round and offer a couple of scholarships for a couple of students.
I was gonna say that
Yeah,
they
sounds
make a
like
grant,
that.
they submit a proposal.
You just jump in whenever you want.
Also.
Cut me off anytime
I
you
don't
want.
like talking over people. Also, she had told me that before the class starts, they do like an open house to invite people and kind of show them, oh, this
And like
is
a
what it's
demo.
about, so to see if they're really, if it's gonna fit. you
We
know.
can do like a scholarship that they submit a proposal
Like a sneak and peek.
and pick the 3 best proposals or letters that they send in, like a college application or a college essay.
I say we do that after we do the first round, let everybody.
Yeah?
And,
Let's do it like we did with Arts for Autism.
and
It
keep
worked.
in mind, the open house will be either January, or February of 2023. And then the program, the actual 6-week program won't start until the spring of 2023. So that's, I like the idea, first time to see who pays, who shows up, who's
And it's not a
committed,
big investment either, it's $25, so yeah.
Right.
and for 6 weeks.
Okay, all right then. If everything else looks good
$4
for
a
you
class.
guys. Do you have any questions
Can't
on it?
beat that.
Okay, then I say, let's motion to approve the proposal to be submitted for the Miami-Dade animation classes to Parks and Rec and follow the process.
I second.
All those in favor?
Uh,
Motion passes.
I had a question.
Sure.
What they need from us is also an assistant or volunteers.
They suggested that or asked for
The
that?
town of Miami Lakes will provide the last one.
Yeah, same one.
Volunteers, that includes us. We're supposed to volunteer at our own events anyway. Matter of fact, if I'm right, isn't there a rule in place now that if we don't participate in like 2 events, we're
50% of the events,
fifty
I
percent of the events,
understand.
we can get kicked out of our own board. So I'm thinking volunteers is gonna be probably us. Now, we can put out a call for volunteer help for the program to anyone that's works with special needs individuals
Would
in
we be
this.
able to offer like volunteer hours for students doing that as well?
Can we?
Like
Well-
high school students, I don't.
No,
No,
but I know
because
you
it-
volunteer
it's-
for this.
you're
for the
working with
animation class in a
adults.
heartbeat, because I
You're
saw your
working
with
reaction,
adults.
and I will volunteer as well, because that class is really cool.
Let's see, those are your 2 volunteers right
There you
there.
go.
And plus, we know you already have experience with it, so significant experience with it, so.
Yeah, because
behavioral therapy.
it's working with adults, and a teenager is an adult.
Yeah.
even
When I
if-
think of volunteer, this would be more like as a board, we would reach out to, like, we could post on our Facebook and say, hey, the special needs advisory board is looking for licensed therapists in the community who would like to volunteer their time to help us put this program on for these kids or these adults. If we already have it in our own group, we don't actually need to do it, but if we were to determine, hey, we should try and get 1 person in this community to be involved because we don't want to have a situation where there's not enough people, then we can always put the call out for it. I mean, if we get nothing, then we just have to figure out what the next step is. If it's paying someone to be there, then we have to look into what that's gonna look like. We've got until spring.
Yeah,
Yeah.
January, February. the open
And
house.
besides-
Also,
We have 2
um,
volunteers here for that program already.
There you
so-
go. Go ahead.
also, I see that they're gonna need, including security and janitorial services.
I
Don't
think
we have to pay for janitorial services every time?
Yes,
So do we have to decide on that now?
unless it's when the building is open.
Yeah,
If it's a special event that you're hosting outside of normal operating hours, but this, we can determine all of this when we meet with Parks and Rec.
Right, that's what I thought. They're gonna have to come up with those answers and come back to us with it.
I believe he emailed you the proposal.
So who sends the proposal to Parks and Rec?
You can give them to me and I'll provide it to Jeremy.
He sent it to me. Oh, he probably sent it to my radio one.
Because I don't know if that's something that we should already, do we discuss it? Do we, I don't know.
I don't have it in here. It's probably not, it's probably being blocked by the spam blocker. Hang on 1 minute, let me think. So look, we've already proved this one, right? So we're done with this one. So now this is going to you to send to Parks and Rec. We can check that one off the list. She got the proposal from the dojo group just a few hours ago.
Yeah, the sensei that presented.
Yeah.
Is it possible to get it printed so we can look it over while we're here?
Send it to me.
Okay. I don't have it in email though. He's, I haven't text,
In a text message?
but I think I can send it. He sent it through email, but I don't. Yeah, that's. fine.
Forward, like if you're forwarding on a text and instead of putting a phone number, just put an email.
Yeah, I'm trying, but it's not. Okay, I'm trying to figure it.
And you work on that, we can move to another
Yes,
one.
yes, please do.
Vocational rehab was one of your projects, Vivian, right? Is that
Yes,
one that we
that's
already
the-
did?
That's the one we're having on the 20th.
So it's actually already done.
That's-
So is everything good for that one? Is there anything we need to vote on for, any food or anything?
We already did it.
All right, that one's done. I put Angel's speech back on here again because they reached out to me again and asked if we could talk about them. They want to do a Christmas party at one of the facilities for all the autistic children that attend therapy at their program, which is kind of like 200.
I'm sorry, who is this?
This is a therapy center from Hialeah. They have a lot of students that are from Miami Lakes, and most of the students that are in the therapy center are all from Miami Lakes. I'm one of them, and they want to do a party. They always do a party every so often. They do one for Halloween, they do one for Christmas. They always do it in the city parks in Hialeah, and they're like, well, everybody doesn't come because everyone's from Miami Lakes. They all stay home. So they wanted to see about doing it here, and they were just asking if we could help them with a space and support.
They can do a facility rental, which is the proper process.
Which is the proper process.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
definitely.
I put it on the list so that we could all talk about it because they asked me to, not necessarily saying that we can actually do that. Just was being considerate of their requests.
This is the Angel's Beach Party, is that the
Yeah.
one?
But they did, they put our logo.
No, that's different.
That's something else.
That's Little Angels, that's a different company. That's a different-
That's an orange.
That's Halloween.
Okay, I'm confused. I'm sorry.
That's a Christmas party.
Oh, that's a Christmas party. I thought it was this Halloween.
Yeah, no,
Angels.
Sorry about
they
that.
wanted to put it on
Sorry,
together with
sorry.
us.
Too many angels. Too many angels. Angels reach, like, I know.
Angel everything.
Okay.
I just put it on there for us to discuss. Is this something you guys want to do? I mean, again, this is not a town business. It's just that a lot of our people from our town are in, their kids are in their group. And then instead of doing it in Hialeah, they wanted to do it with us. So they came to us first, and again, it did come from the guys at the youth center telling them that they should talk to us about doing it. Now, I mean, 200 students, 150 students is a lot of students. So
What I'm a little confused about is why is it even coming through Special Needs Advisory Board? If there's a private company that wants to rent out one of our facilities, they just go through the proper process.
they weren't told
read-
any different.
I'm
That's why
sorry?
They weren't told any different.
They were told to go to the facility
Yeah,
rental?
they were
Oh,
told, they were told
okay.
to go to us. They were told to go to us first. That's
Right.
what they were
Are they
told.
looking for us to sponsor the party? or-
Yeah, so they don't have to pay the facility rental fees. 'Cause
Okay.
that's what the person that.
That,
said.
that now becomes, and this is my personal opinion, and we can have Lorenzo chime in, but now okay, so Special Needs Advisory Board partnering with nonprofit organizations like Gigi's, like Hope for Autism, like Arts for Autism. That's all great. Now, when you guys are partnering with private organizations, that gets a little tricky. That means that now you're endorsing these companies, and I would stay clear away from that.
So I mean, that's fine with me. I don't have a problem with it.
But it
But
doesn't
tell-
mean,
Tell the people at the youth center not to tell everybody, or I don't know where, I guess it was, they thought it was youth center, that they can come
Okay.
to us, because they told them, come to us, and that way they can get into the building. I think they
Yeah.
were thinking that they were nonprofit.
it
Maybe,
could be,
because most of the groups are
and I
nonprofit.
will advise staff of that protocol.
And maybe it's the way they present it too.
It
Maybe
could
they're
be.
like, oh, it's special needs. So they're like, oh, okay, the board.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe
Oh, they
it
just heard
makes sense.
autism.
Yeah, maybe it just makes sense that, oh,
Yeah.
special needs, maybe go to the board, maybe
Yeah.
that's.
And partnering with nonprofit organizations is a wonderful thing. But when you're partnering with a private organization, this board shouldn't go in that route.
Very well. There you guys have it. So I would say let's skip out on joining them, and if they want to do it, let's have them talk to Parks and Rec about doing it. We can come to show our
Do you
support.
have their,
right?
I mean, I'll be happy to walk them through the steps and
Yes.
send the facility rental application to
Yeah,
them.
I have her.
Connect them with Jessica. Yeah, I'll
She
be
does
happy.
too. They call us both.
Okay,
So let me, I can send that to you.
okay.
Do I need to vote that down?
No, it's
Just
a
cross it
non,
off?
yeah, it's a non-issue.
All right, so there you go. That takes care of
So
that.
in the meeting minutes for this, I would just leave it.
Who said it was the decision
We
was
just
made
started
not to
with-
be involved?
Did you send me the proposal? so
I-
can
yeah.
print it?
I
It's in-
did.
All
I'm
right.
sorry.
How about the data adult education program?
That's what she-
That's what you just presented.
That was the second thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you guys feel about that program? Discussion wise.
That program is a lot more,
Intensive?
a lot more, yeah, it's a lot more
Let me
complicated.
bring,
Did I send it to you?
I got it. Yep.
It's something I would love to do eventually, but I think we,
Sorry.
I think that, you know, we should start and see how the animation class goes. Because that's only one class,
We have
one
the
day.
animation, you have vocal, you have the dojo possible coming, you got a lot of stuff we're trying to
Right,
do.
like I'm afraid of starting too many things at the same time because, you know, like we did the dance. We have that going, it's running itself, it's, you know, we got it off the ground, it now it turned from one class to 3 classes. Okay, we finished, you know, I mean, it's ongoing, we didn't finish, but that one's pretty much running itself.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on to the
What was-
animation class and see how that goes. I just don't want to start like 3 programs at the same time. I don't think it's a good idea.
Maybe you can handle it.
And actually, it makes a lot of sense too, because if you think about it, who's going to be going to these classes? Then it's gonna be like, wait, hold on, like, you know, I don't know if we're gonna be able to get everyone to join and, you know, meet the minimum requirement in each one, so.
Well, the
think
question I
that's-
have for you guys was, that she mentioned something about a grant, didn't she?
Yeah, she gets a
Yeah.
grant.
Right,
Okay, so in order for us to do anything with this, we would have to let her know and she have to get the grant. If we don't do anything with it, she's just gonna go somewhere else to get a grant, or how's that?
No, she has a grant.
Oh,
They
she
get a
has a
grant.
grant.
Yeah, they get a grant. And then this is part of the grant.
Okay.
And what she needs from us is a site. And she's gonna need an assistant.
Mhm.
Again, a volunteer.
And this is a lot of hours, because it would be from 9 to 3:30.
yeah.
So it
That's
wouldn't
just
be
it. She said, it could be all day. It could be. Me
It's like a
personally,
school, like a
I would
school.
like it better to be a little bit more structured. And it's during the day, so now you're 16 plus up. Now you're getting into, that's why I asked her about the zoning. Oh, it's twice a week, 1 hour. I said, okay, but you're thinking of doing this every day, Monday through Thursday. I don't know about the turnout you're gonna have for an all-day event, maybe a 2-hour event for one of these areas. But she started taking off a lot of the things, and a lot of these, I except for art, maybe, and we already have dance. How to make a sandwich, those are, life skills.
I mean, there's a whole curriculum, like, you have to go see the program. I saw it, so I understand you guys can't see
Oh,
it.
this is the lady the mayor brought
Yes,
in.
the one, yes.
Okay,
So they provide the classes for the elderly. You know, the Tai Chi, the computer classes.
Yeah,
This
it
is
was
adult education.
When she started,
It's
she
kind, it's
said,
just kind of like
benchmark going two
additional
activities.
school.
Yeah.
And towards the
For
end, she
adults.
said it could be all of them, it could be
It's
jumping,
like
jumping,
it's
jumping.
Miami
Yeah.
Dade
Especially
County
like the
schools.
You're
the
jumping, jumping,
continuing
jumping.
education and like the life
You only got one
skills.
person.
Right,
I'm gonna
But
use
it
you teacher, trust me,
also-
the jumping,
because
jumping.
the program I went to see is in Hialeah. So obviously, city of Hialeah helps to run it.
Yeah, they
Now,
have
city of
two
Hialeah has.
And it's a bigger
lot
program, I mean.
More resources than we do.
Yes.
So, you know, this is something that it would be a big undertaking for us. I don't know if we're quite ready for it yet. You know, to run a program runs kind of like a school, Monday to
Yes.
Friday from.
No, Monday
9
through
to
Thursday.
3.
well.
You know, it's a lot.
I have,
So
I have a thought on it. Here's my thought. If we're gonna make a decision on it, what we should do is wait until November, December. After we see what our numbers were from the gala and how we are progressing with the other programs that we've kicked off. Because there's gonna be two things with this program that are gonna be important for us to remember. Number one, the mayor brought it to us. He's gonna wanna see it happen, because he saw it happen somewhere. He met her, talked to her, hears about it, he says, I want this. The reason he wants this goes back to the founding of the board, which is all these adults in Miami Lakes that have special needs aren't doing anything. That was the original foundation of this board. It was not about the kids with autism, it was the adults with autism who are not doing anything.
But that's one of the reasons why I asked her about transportation, because one of the reasons also they don't do a lot is because they don't know, they don't have transportation.
They have it. Well, they have it here.
But then you talk to the parents and they don't want to go on the freebie
Yeah.
Correct.
and they don't want to allow them to be on their own.
Okay, then have them take STS. And if they don't want to do it at all, well, then that's the reason why they're stuck at home.
So-
Now, we can offer the programs. You can't take, what's the old motto?
And take the horse to
You
the
can't
water.
lead the horse to water, you can't make them drink. So we can give the parents in this town all the programs we want. If they don't go for it, we can't do anything about it. I would say that this program, out of all the programs we're looking at, would be tremendous for Miami Lakes. But it's one of those programs where we need to plan it out. It would need to be a launch at a specific time, and then it would go from that point forward, and we would invest into it. We hire someone to specifically work with her in this group. We get promotions for it. We might even get a sponsor for it. You know, we could work towards getting one of our gala sponsors. I love how I said it right the whole night. I can't say it right here. One of our gala sponsors to maybe even sponsor the person who's working with them and put their name, you know, somewhere on a stand-up banner saying we support the efforts of this program. So this program, yes, I'm 100% in agreement that we should probably do it. But what we're gonna need to do is we're gonna need to sit down. We can't do it today because we're gonna have, you know, not enough time. We need to sit down as a board and highlight on here what we think town of Miami Lakes needs. Since she's got so many things and she doesn't have, she's like, oh, let's do this, let's do that. No, the Special Needs Advisory Board says we need this, and this. Can you offer these to us? If that's okay, then we can put together a plan to get a space. We can put together a plan to get a person that is qualified that can be working with you. And then we can set a specific date for when it would start and continue. And we can do all that. We've got months. It's not like this program's going away.
Right.
But her grant money will.
Well, her grant money will, but she's gonna.
But it's yearly, so she
Yeah,
can always
she
apply
did.
for it and get it again. It's
So
not-
essentially, if she's, I don't know when her grant cycle is, but if it was, let's say, a yearly cycle started in January, after she applies in January or December and it's approved in January, she'd have a fresh whole year of grant money to do this, plus whatever we invest into it ourselves.
But I think what I understood for her at the end, she goes, if we work on off a grant, so I can guarantee the first session, but I can't tell you you're gonna get the second session too.
I think she meant if we only choose to do a trimester at first. I think I think that's what I understand.
Yeah, no, that's
Like
what
if
she
we were
was
to
saying.
choose the whole year, then we're good
Yeah,
for the
because
year.
she
But
said
if
that
we
after,
choose-
yeah, she said it after, we had asked if the, outcome of like people coming wasn't enough. That's when she said we can try it for a trimester.
Yeah, I would say skip the trial. I would say the plan is to approve for a new year. You know, we can work on this in November and December and maybe even January if we need to get it set up and ready to go. And then we can have it start, and have this one actually planned out, because this is gonna be a completely different program than what we offer and everything else we do. And it's something that the mayor is gonna definitely want, that we wanna do, but it's something that has to be, like you said, it's meticulously planned out. Can't be, hey, look, this looks great, let's approve it, move on, because there's too much moving parts in this one. Way too many.
Should we go ahead and start a conversation with Parks and Rec about this program to see what it is that?
So are they gonna have to submit a business plan to do this program? That's what it is, because it's one of those?
I don't know.
I don't think it
You
is.
worked with Miriam
Mm-hmm.
before.
We have to
That's
see
something
what,
we-
because we do offer adult
Yeah.
education classes. We have to see what we did in the past
Yeah,
and see how we move forward with this new proposal.
yeah. So could we put that on
We
the
can
next
still
board
have a
meeting?
conversation with Parks.
Can we put that on the board meeting for the next time and have you guys kind of give us an idea of what you did before and what we can do going forward? Even if Parks and Rec doesn't come, we could get an idea from, all the stuff you've gathered from the years before. Because I don't know that this is gonna be one of those businesses proposal being necessary, because this is not a business, is it? This is a nonprofit work, isn't it?
I mean, all they
Yes, they
do is
can.
provide the teacher.
Yeah.
That's all they do. We have time to provide everything
So it's
else.
gonna be one of our own type of events. I don't think that's a business proposal. I think that's simply us saying yes or no to it. Yes or no to the assistance from them. It would be just like the classes that you guys did before I got on the board. Remember the ones that you did with
Right.
the teachers and all that?
Exactly.
Except we have a structured program from them ready to go with money coming from them too. We would just fill in the gaps. That's why I'm saying this is one of those where we should sit down next board meeting when we have an hour, talk about all the logistics of what we think we need to do to make it happen. A cost for it per month, what center, it's gonna be
A plan.
a weekly plan. Yeah, we need to
A
put a
plan.
plan. We have to put a plan together for it. Basically, she's come in and said, I can do this, you have to build a plan. So we build the plan, and if we like it, then we can simply say to the towns, and this is what we want to do, see what they say. If everything's good, then we just move forward with it. We can do that in the new year. Does everybody kind of agree with that?
Yeah.
And by the way, I don't ever want to make it seem, hey, John made all the decisions here, nobody's important. I want everyone to say, if you don't like my idea, if you think it's wrong, say no. I want to
Don't
hear
worry,
it. Good. You
have that
can
problem.
tell me- you can call me names if you want. So-
Obviously, you can
No,
tell. I don't have that problem.
I won't go that far.
So then I move to table this to next meeting, so we can start building a plan. A motion, sorry.
A second.
All those in favor?
And if anyone is interested in going to see the program and go, Bucky Jack, let me know.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about our dojo program here. You know what, actually, just before we get to dojo, do you want to talk about this?
Yes.
Because this is an event too, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Halloween thing, because it'll be quick. Tell me about it.
So the Halloween event is gonna be done by Little Angels. It's inviting every service provider in the community that caters to special needs and local businesses as well. But I think it's a perfect event to have the special needs registry and having the ID boss over there. Because they wanted 25 kids, they're gonna be more than 25 kids there. Also, it's partnering up with corrections department, so they can do the fingerprinting for the children there as well.
The ID thing won't work, because we have to give them a month in advance, and we have to register each student before they go. That was the problem with the ID van.
Okay, I have a question. Is this, they're coming to us so that we can get the space for them?
No,
Oh, they already have the space.
oh, the space is gonna be paid for. the application was submitted already. I was bringing this to you guys, so to Lucas, we were trying to find out to the ID for a while. And we wanted to find ways to promote the registry, and I think this was perfect.
All
So
you're
that's
saying is
the
that
only
we should have
thing
a
that,
table then?
yeah, I would table there, bring treats or candies or toys for the kids and start sending people there as well.
Well, I got good news for you. I can finally participate in an event. I could do that one. Because it's 11 o'clock in the morning on October 29th. My therapists have kids. I can actually go to that. So all we need to do is this is just like what we do with you guys at Gigi's, right?
Yeah.
We just
And
say
we did
we're
it
gonna
last
put a
year.
table in.
And we did it last year.
Yeah, it was
with them.
on,
It was the same event. They did it on the shopping center and we did
That's
it
like
with
a
the
drive-in.
cards. So
Okay.
last year was with the card, remember you guys?
So this is not a drive-through.
well, it's not a drive-through because it's gonna be at the park. That's why the drive-through.
No, because the past couple of years I'm talking to it, and it's been a
And
drive.
right.
Right.
But
So it's back
since
to being
the
normal.
problem was, there's kids running around. Because at the end of the day, they're getting out of the car, and last year, there were some kids running around, and that parking lot can't be closed because there's other businesses. So it's a liability. That's why the youth center, the youth park will be perfect for it,
How long is it going for?
from 11 to 2.
11 to 2, okay. So you pretty much already got the approval for the space?
I'm waiting for the approval, because I submitted the application. We're just waiting to send the check.
And all you need us to do is have a table.
Yes.
And say
And
that
provide
we're
treats.
involved. Oh, you want us to buy treats?
If you wanna have
That's
treats
fine.
there, remember, there's not enough
Oh, you
candy
mean
for
our
kids.
table. I got you. Yeah,
Kind of like what you did at the school, at the South Florida.
yeah, that little table we had
A
there.
table.
Like a little class with
Okay.
like with the car with our Miami Dade.
Now,
our
if you guys
registry
approve the
car.
park and donate it, I'm not gonna say no to that one. But we're gonna be paying for it anyway, so.
We have to vote on this one now because we're already in October. So we need to know if we're gonna be involved in it. Does everybody like the idea of being involved in this?
I'm sorry, can I get more information?
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you need?
Games, like games, toys, candies,
Whatever you wanna give to the children.
things
The
that's
thing-
fun, because it's right on top of you can't see at the end.
Remember, not a lot of candy because a lot of the kids with special needs are on their medications and sugar and meds. It's a
So
bad
is it like
combination
a
for
pop-
parents.
Is it gonna be like an indoor, they get to play different games or?
No, it's all outdoors, this is the park. So they're going trick or treating the idea is for the kids to go trick or treating from table to table. And they're getting whatever giveaways they're giving. So, and if the service provider wants to have a game there for like corn toss or things like that.
Like
Perfect for the,
like the carnivals.
yeah. That's
So
what
we
I
will
was
have a
looking for.
table. How many tables or different
One,
people?
you just bring a table and,
No, I mean, how many
Looks like there's
tables?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tables already there besides us.
well, it's a big park. There's,
She's asking how many people are gonna.
oh,
how
we
many
can have,
tables
we
are
can
there.
have about 25 to 30 tables.
You already got at least 7 from the flyer here. If all these people are coming,
Yeah, those are coming.
so then there's 7 right there. Plus 8, us would be 8. There are 8 places for people
And
to
then
go.
there's others that we haven't even called yet, so.
But I do like that. I mean, I do like what Madeline pointed out here. I'm not used to picking them up. Games, toys, candies, FU and more.
No,
And much more, and much
And
more.
much more.
and much
Look
more.
at the word fun.
Oh,
FU
so you
and more.
can't see that M in the background.
You might want to fix that one. But other than that, I don't, you have,
So I have a question. This is not something that we voted on already.
no.
Because
No,
I'm trying to figure out then how did our logo get out there?
Probably
I don't
because
know,
he
I'm sorry.
added
I
it.
added it.
He printed this out himself.
Is this in circulation?
No, I haven't sent to anybody.
Yeah, if it's one of our flyers, it has to go through the town. to
No,
be
it hasn't been
approved.
sent out. It was for you guys. This is,
Okay. No, I'm just like,
This is a mock-up.
yes.
I love the idea though, random people just randomly putting our logo. on. Where the heck is that coming from? We didn't get involved with this. Okay, so this was an add-on to our.
So this will be like an information / fun for kids.
Yeah, and then local businesses that like speech, behavior can participate there as well, so that the parents know that it's early services that are provided for the kids.
Is your
Uh,
address?
There's like the karate company can be there.
Okay,
You know, anything that's made for the kids in this community.
we have 5 minutes and we are done, so we have to vote on this, okay? I'm in favor of doing it. I will volunteer to go to the table. Do we have to have two or is it just one volunteer? So if anyone else can join me, you wanna join me? Wanna hang out? We have ice cream.
Sounds good.
Okay.
He has ice cream? I'm there.
So do you guys wanna put a budget towards some candy, or toys, or maybe some fidget stuff or something? I could just go to Walmart and put a couple of bags together.
Yeah, we definitely need to have something if we're gonna have a table. 'cause
Yeah,
they're gonna-
I guess that was kind of a
They're
dumb
gonna
question.
want,
So, we should put a budget behind it. What do you think? 150?
I would say do at least 250 just in case, and then if you don't need it, perfect, but if you do, it's available.
And you wanna do, you guys
Because
wanna
if
do
you
a mix?
wanna, if you're gonna do like candy and then some fidget spinners, you know, like.
We could have we could have a bowl of like a couple of types of basic candies that are not, that are allergy
Allergy
free.
free,
right,
And then we could have a couple more like toilet fidget spinners and little pocket things.
Mhm.
Does that sound good? So the 250,
I would say.
is everybody okay with 250?
Mhm.
All right,
Need a motion?
yeah, let's see. I motion that we join the group here, this Halloween party at the youth center, to have a table there. We'll have our data stuff there. We'll also budget 250 from what, the events budget to purchase allergy-free candy and some fidgets, toys to give away. That's my motion.
A second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion. Yeah.
This will be social and recreation.
Give it a second, please. Jesse, President.
The payment, as we would have
For the,
for the set.
for the facility.
Team,
No, the second page.
do you guys want to take this home and read it before we vote on it? I think we don't, but 5 minutes.
I didn't see how much. I briefly
really
looked through it. I didn't see how
wanted to-
much.
On page 5. It starts on page 4. But I mean, it's fine if, you know, if,
We can table it.
I don't wanna.
125 an hour discussed. I would think it would be very good for us to all read the whole entire
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
come
That
back
sounds
and
great.
talk.
Yes.
So let's table this to the next meeting. All, second. Anyone?
Second.
All those in
Second.
favor?
Aye.
Motion passes to November. Okay, gala recap.
Can I, under the calendar still, the Veterans Day Parade is November 6th.
Did we miss that one? Okay, Valerie,
That's something
November
that
6th?
we've participated in ever since our board started.
Yeah.
So
the
I
veterans.
think it would be nice to.
What did we do last year? You guys drove a Jeep, didn't you?
Do I need to submit?
Do we need
I think
to-
we were driven.
Yeah, we were driven.
I
I didn't have to drive, I didn't have to drive a big truck.
Even though she tried, she
What do
tried.
we- What do we need?
What's
Yeah,
that
we
from?
got in the
From
wrong
an
car.
organization that bought a bunch of Jeeps.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're not gonna do it this year.
Oh.
That was nice.
So what do
That's
we
good.
need to do to, we're just voting to be involved?
Well, I'll send an email. You want to register, did you get that?
I did not get.
We had to register.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
just so
have
we
to,
can
Yeah, so
have
they have a
count.
car separate for us and.
We need
Well,
to keep track of.
you've
who-
always done that, so I guess that's why.
I have to look for that. I didn't see it.
It's,
I didn't
she sent it September 21st. I'm looking at it
That's
right
probably why I
now.
don't see it. It's pretty probably buried in my emails.
At 12:05 p.m.
Okay. So then we need to register.
And also, we always allocate something so we can buy candy.
That's what I was
or
gonna say. I said, I knew there was something we're missing. So what
Yeah.
did we do last year?
Candy.
No, I mean like the number.
Oh. Not much.
100 and something, 150?
Yeah, I think it was like 150.
125, 150.
150 sounds good to me. Everybody
Yeah.
cool with that?
Yeah.
Motion to join the Veterans Parade as we do every year. Allocate 150 from our, what do you call that budget?
Social and recreation?
Social and recreation budget for
No, that
candy.
would be.
No, that would be.
Marketing.
Is this a marketing?
Community,
Community awareness.
community awareness. Never mind, scratch that, make it community awareness. Budget 150 for candy for the event, and then just make sure you guys register if you're gonna go.
Well,
Well,
the
you have to
committee,
register the committee.
the committee.
So I gotta register.
Right.
Okay,
I didn't get that email.
let me know.
No?
Yeah, September
Do I have a
21st.
second?
I second.
All those in
I
favor?
can't see.
Aye.
I can see.
I know,
All those
forward it to me.
opposed? None? Passed. Okay, that takes care of veterans. Well, let's push gala recap and the autism playground to next meeting. Everybody agree?
The autism playground is all the
It's
vandalizing.
a concept for me, concept for my head.
No, but I saw the photos that it was vandalized. Did they fix that or?
Then I don't know.
Oh.
I don't think so. Yeah, last time I went.
The graffiti?
Yeah.
I don't think that's anything that we can do anything about. That's Parks and Rec, right?
Yeah, we submit the
Yeah.
request. If you ever see that or see anything, you can always submit any request through Miami Lakes Connect, and it'll go through the appropriate department.
So in that case,
Before we end with regards to that Halloween event, are you the one who's gonna go and buy the candy and?
I mean, you always do that because you do it the best.
Ahora.
I don't mind doing it if you want me to, because you've done so much, I can do something.
Okay. you
All
can
right.
do it.
I'll do it.
I believe in you.
That didn't go as you planned, right?
You can do it.
No, it's never how I play. I'll go to Five Below and pick up some sensory items, and I'll go to Walmart and pick up some candy. That sound good?
Or sensory items. They have a good
You
selection.
know what they do? I saw a whole aisle of sensory items when I was there yesterday. I couldn't believe that.
Really?
Walmart. They have in the kids play area, or the kids toys area, they have a 2-rack shelf of all kinds of sensory stuff, slinky stuff, touchy feely stuff, gloss slime. Pretty good.
We want to do the gala recap real quick or no?
Is the other meeting here?
No.
No.
There is no other meeting.
Yeah, there's a special, is First Hall of Fame,
Ah,
then-
back to back.
and then,
Yeah.
one of the neighborhood services.
The gala was great. Joseph said it was really, really good. I think that the mayor said that there was just one item left to sell. Has anyone seen anything on the WhatsApp?
Yeah, there's about all the
Five,
things sold already
five
today,
items.
there's 5 items left.
I was enjoying your interviews from.
You like them? We need to find a better internet source next year, because I think that
I
they
ended up
work.
with bronchitis.
Um,
Very saying.
That's it. Any announcements?
Officer Amador?
I would say it would be nice next year
Officer
to have
Lenore.
more.
Hey, Joseph, I sent you a message.
Speaking of Joseph,
We were just talking about
I
you.
know.
Your ears burning?
Good.
yeah,
I sent you a message when you get a chance to answer.
Okay, okay. Well, have a good one.
Bye, thank you.
so until they get here.
Nobody.
That was just a reminder for, because we keep having a problem with the unlocked cars, not that the cars are being broken into. That's a big thing because the cars are being broken into. They're not, they're unlocked and people are coming out and opening the doors. And what's happening too is people leave their key fobs in the car. So the cars are being taken. So
Yep.
open the door, oh my God, oh wow, I can actually
Morales
turn
is
it
part
on.
of Southern Miami
And then they
Lakes
take-
K8.
and they're young kids.
Why do you leave your key in the car? My car won't even let me leave the key in the car. It yells at me every time I do.
Was that the green Porsche that I saw later, the green Porsche that they were trying to steal?
There was one where the guy had a gun in the car and all kinds of stuff, and they took the car, they're young kids, like, oh, now I can take it, and then they drive it around. I mean, they're not like hardcore criminals where they're gonna go and rob somebody and use that car, which is what normally they do with those cars. They take a joy ride and then they leave it somewhere, and they take whatever was inside the car. So, I mean, that's a bigger crime, obviously, than just taking stuff from the car, but it also leads to stuff like that and other things like we had in the past, where we had a guy that he would look for the fob and he would look for, while he was in the car, he would press the buttons that lead to opening the garage doors. And some people, since, it's all late, boom, garage doors open, now they're inside your house. people were inside the house, and I'm going fast because I don't know, we don't have time,
No,
people
you're
were
good.
inside the house. And, you know, you're inside your house sleeping and this guy's walking around, you know, just having a great old time. We had that at Royal Oaks. Not recently, years ago, but it happened.
Have they realized that they don't live in the country? This is not the place to leave your car door unlocked.
A lot of, you know, where the bigger problems are in gated communities.
Yeah, because they know you're gonna leave your car unlocked.
Yes, they know it's gonna be a lock, so they jump the gate and they go.
A fellow teacher's house got broken into. I don't know that name of that area, but it's a gated community, right across from, behind Main Street, that area, where their guard is there. Yeah. And she was home. They got home. Their house was for sale. So I guess they thought the house was empty. They went through the back. 3 men, not, I know it could be punks, no, they went through the back. They have hurricane impacted windows. They cut the window, the glass out, and just before they were about to take it out, the homeowner screamed at them. Thank God he didn't have a gun, or they didn't have a gun, and scared them off. But they were ready to come in, and then according to the police, they told them what they do is they see the for sale sign, they break in, have an offer up, everything must go because they think the house is abandoned or is sitting there waiting because they're moving or whatever. They set up shop, sell everything or anything real cheap inside, and or try to rent it out.
Yeah.
And get renters, give a deposit and all that, and when they show up, that's not your house, it's not, you know.
There was a lady in Hialeah not too long ago for that. She
Isn't
had
it
thousands
Do they
and
not
thousands
know?
and thousands of dollars.
that there's other opportunities for jobs? I mean, there's actual, like, that they could sell,
Have you met
they could,
criminals?
they could cut lawns
Yeah.
for less effort and make more money. Yeah, I think, are they stupid or something? I don't know.
They are?
Sorry to change the subject, but, remember, October 20th, we have our event, the workshop with vocational rehab at the, in town hall. So please share that on
What
social
time?
media.
And it would be
5:30.
nice for as many of us, can be here as well.
In
Because this is an event
Yes,
that we're
everyone knows
putting
what
on.
mine-
I'm out of town that
They're-
weekend.
They go tax evasion, Bernie Madoff.
Are you saying you know this?
No, but.
Tell me more about
If you're
yours.
saying they're smart, those are the ones that are smart.
Thursday, October 20th. ¿A qué hora?
5:30.
What time?
5:30.
I heard 9:30, what?
Midnight.
So this is something that we're putting on, okay, so this is,
And we're getting food
Yeah.
like we did with the.
In the
attorney
lawyers.
In the
Um,
town chambers, yeah.
yes, it's gonna be here.
So the other people aren't here yet, so real quick, how is the registry?
Sorry. I just wanted to ask, this is just for the board or for like? it
No,
will
this is open
be
for
especially,
everybody.
Miami
This is for
Lakes
everybody.
community.
It's a
Yeah.
It's for
vocational
everyone.
workshop.
It's
It's
for
one of our
everyone,
programs.
anywhere, but it's VR, so it's vocational rehab, they're the ones that are gonna be giving the workshop.
Right.
But yeah, like, there's already a flyer on Facebook, I shared it today.
And are we gonna,
Thank
is
you.
someone
I
gonna
should-
send out,
Finally.
is someone gonna send out, like, who's gonna be here early or to help out? or set
Okay,
up?
yeah, at what time should we be here? At what time should we be here?
Hold on, what time
Sorry.
it's 5:30,
5:30.
so be here at like 5:25, 5:20.
No,
I'd say at 5.
no.
I'd say, yeah, at
Oh, they
least
need
at
to set
5.
up. I thought you meant one time that they should be coming in, the
They should
people.
No, us,
Us.
at least by 5, I would say,
Yeah,
so you can set up
5.
the tables, the food,
Yeah, definitely 5. I thought you meant the people coming.
I'm like, what do you?
Well, I mean,
Okay.
5:30 when it starts, but I get here about 10 minutes.
No, and
Like they're
also some
sitting
people
here
come early
with a
too, so,
USB.
it would,
With a
it should
short-
be-
I don't know what to do. No.
They
The more
take
technology goes,
the push button starter, they take out the push button, the cap, and they plug the phone charger, they put it in there, and that's how they get it turned on.
Registry.
registry, so there's 12 members, we got 12. So we're up to 12, rather, so we're doing good.
Double digits.
Yeah, we're like one a month. I mean, if you like kind of break it apart. I went and rechecked everything on the public records request form we have talked about last time. And any public record request that is made to the Miami-Dade Police Department, they can get all the information that is in the registry. So Oh, and nothing will be redacted because there's nothing to be redacted, really, because their information is their home address, their name, that type of stuff. That's not the stuff that will be redacted. There's no crime that was occurred. It wasn't a sexual crime. It wasn't a homicide. So our thing was, if somebody wants to join the registry, they put as much information as they want on the registry. Now, we do need their address and a name, obviously, but
Which is already-
anything else, they don't have to put anything else. Just the sensory stuff is what we ask. So, but yeah, if they ask for a public record, so if anybody asks, that is correct. They can.
I
Anybody
think
can
that
get the
applies
information.
to almost any municipality that has any of these programs, because it's a
Yes.
public record.
Yeah.
There's
Yes.
nothing you can do about that.
Yeah.
But already, if you're talking about just address, yeah, well, everybody's name and address is already on Google. You can Google me right now, you can find out right where I live.
Go on social media, you're gonna get more information than any little registry is gonna
Oh, yeah.
provide.
It's,
For
sure.
we're far past the white pages here. So,
The other thing was, the last time you were talking about the DNA kits, the DNA.
That's what I
kits,
was asking.
And your parents, I was able to get tons of them, so, I mean, I have tons. So you remember you were asking about
Yeah,
them and
yeah.
the department, the department had them, I touched base with a few people, like, yeah, man, just, give us a call. I have a huge box full of them, so.
oh, that's great. So we don't have to do what Hialeah did, because they're on their own police department, because we have Miami Dade, we already have the stuff ready.
Of course, the,
Can we give these out at an event?
yeah, that's what I was gonna say, like, this would be perfect,
For,
right, to give
for
them out, like the
Halloween,
Halloween
yeah.
event.
Why don't you just can I
Yeah, I think that,
send me the bag down here? So I'll just hold on to this.
And they just keep it until,
Right, they keep
God
it,
forbid,
yeah.
something happens.
that would be something else.
And this is what goes in the freezer?
Yes.
It doesn't have to.
At
go
room
in the-
temperature.
Right,
Right, no, the one that they have, that's a freezer one, is because it's a scent.
Oh, okay.
This
Oh,
is
this
just
one says
the,
store completed kit at room temperature.
What's the
Yes.
shelf life
Yeah.
on this?
it's super, like, almost everything, any question is on the little paper itself, so like, almost, except for that. It doesn't say how long it lasts.
yes.
But DNA is
is
DNA,
enclosed,
so.
Yeah.
I would say
I
that
mean,
this
they
is,
saw those
great.
cold cases.
Oh,
from,
yeah.
Years
Oh, yeah.
ago,
Oh, yeah.
so.
Any something for anywhere.
Yeah, DNA is
Saliva,
gonna be, yeah.
hair.
Good, I'll give these out.
and-
And this is for the swab, like
For
a
the
swab.
swab.
so then I would say that, where do they bring it back to?
No, that you keep that.
You know, you keep
Oh,
it.
you just keep.
Yeah,
it.
just
you
keep it.
That's in
yeah.
case.
God forbid
you
something
go
happens.
missing.
You do all this and then God forbid something happens, you're like, here's my kit, go.
Yeah. Like the dental records and stuff that, you have.
Do we have
Whenever you're
stickers?
done for record, just,
We don't have stickers.
That we can put on those bags.
Obviously, we can't do it for this one. Next time we have a meeting, let's talk about doing special needs advisory board stickers. So we can put stickers on things like this and make people recognize where it came from.
Just make a motion to spend money to order your local on a
The
sticker.
meeting's still ongoing right now.
Yeah.
I'd like to make a motion to spend money.
We need to wait till next time.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can have it ready for Halloween. That can be
Well, it won't be that, that can't be printed that fast.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's really quick.
stickers that size.
Do I need
You
it?
can send it to FedEx Superclick and.
What's a typical cost?
Sticker mule will do them 24 hours.
Should just do $200.
That's what we use here at the town.
We just do $200 and then put it back whenever we don't spend.
Yeah, that's pretty good to get you started.
Okay, I motion to, what bucket?
community awareness.
Community awareness. I motion to take from community awareness $200 towards the printing of the top, special
Label.
needs advisory board stickers. So we can put them on program, things like this.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Clara's on how you know.
Can you use it on our shirts?
No, I will follow up.
The same day as this Halloween event, is gonna be the haunted house event for.
Ah, that's what I was gonna
the
say.
town, the youth activity.
That's what I say. But is that a night event?
Yeah, night event, usually around 6 feet.
Good
And it's gonna be a
specific
Veterans
days.
Park.
That's what when I saw the day, I'm like, oh, that's the thing, but I forgot. Yeah, you're right.
Anything else? Did I miss anything?
We have decorations for our table, like Halloween decorations. that I bought last year.
You gonna
There's
just get them?
somewhere,
You don't know where they are?
Do you guys
Are they
have
in
a
our
tablecloth?
possession?
I think.
In Mary Collins,
I think so. I need to look for
in a
that.
box?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
a special needs. It's a black and yellow. Plastic. bin.
Okay.
We have a tablecloth?
Yes, we have a
Yes.
tablecloth.
Yeah. But we're gonna do that before the holiday event for the events that are on October 20th.
So you're
I
gonna
won't
get
give
it.
it to you.
Yeah, so you take it, and when you're done, I'll take it.
I think it's better.
Okay, anything else, guys?
I have one, actually two announcements.
Go ahead.
The Miami Lakes Town Foundation, I don't know if you were aware, but we were accepting applications for a mini grant program that we provide with the support of the Miami Lakes Food and Wine Festival. So we received 4 applications that are related to special needs programming that the board thought would be better suited coming to the Special Needs Advisory Board for your consideration. I didn't bring them today because I wanted to share them with you via email before we sit down and have a discussion. So I'm gonna be sending those applications to you maybe by the end of this week. That's announcement number 2. Number 1. And number 2 is that we have found a permanent liaison for your committee. So,
Who is it?
You?
No.
Not her. That's why she's bringing it up, not
Her
me.
name is Gabriella. She is very smart and she is looking forward to assisting you all with all of your activities and your events. She will be working 30 hours a month. And she will be at your next, well, you'll probably meet her at the October 20th event. And so she'll be on board for your November meeting.
Cool.
Can you tell us anything else about her?
Sure.
Her background,
She's
her, like,
local,
I
she's
mean-
local. She has a bachelor's in, I think it's political science. She's very bright. She worked with Senator Garcia's office and Commissioner Bobo's office. She came highly recommended by Chastity, who is Senator Garcia's right hand.
Oh my
So
God, I know this girl.
she's very bright.
She
You
worked
guys
with,
are gonna love her.
she worked with Bobo while I was on the radio. I
Yes.
remember talking to her. That's great.
Yeah.
That's good.
She's very organized and she's just very anxious to start with the group.
Okay.
Thank you, that is good.
Yeah.
It is wonderful news, but I have to speak for the entire board that we're gonna really miss you.
I'm not going anywhere, so.
Can I make a motion to switch, like you stay with us and then she goes to where your old other places are?
Thank you.
I
I'll
guess
be
that's a no,
around.
I can't make that motion.
I'll be around. I'm not going anywhere and I'll be here to support her and support you in anything that you all need.
Like correcting us whenever we make a mistake.
No, just, making sure that you guys are, moving in the right direction and moving forward.
My favorite memory of Clarissa will always be, you can't talk. Stop talking. She has to open public comment. You can't be talking. Okay,
Especially when you weren't even a member.
I wasn't a member.
That's when you talk to me.
I thought I was an honorary member. I thought the mayor made me a member.
That's our
He's like, hey, I put you on the
3 hours.
board. That's what he told me. He said, hey, I put you on the board. Go sit down on the board. I'm like, okay. I get there and I start joining you guys and we're just talking like 3 weeks later, or no, 3 months later. We do the meeting with Clarissa there. She's like, who are you? The mayor put me on the board. She goes, nobody put you on the board. You have to be appointed. He told me to come. Oh my goodness. All right.
Making sure we're following the rules.
Looks like everything is good.
So we're gonna table the dojo and the mala.
Wow.
Gala, no, I don't even know.
We did the gala
And
recap.
also she's gonna be sending us that.
So the
So we did the
dojo-
gala recap? I
Yeah,
missed it.
yeah, we just basically said that it went very well and that, we have-
Okay, then can I make a suggestion for
Sure.
next year? Is there any way we can have, I don't wanna call it a checklist or the recap of what went good, well, what we should do next year and what didn't work out.
That has to be a meeting we'll do with Joseph, because then on the end, he's the one who makes all the final choices on what we do in the gala. We're just the ones volunteering in it, because he and the mayor kind of program it. But I would think that would be a great idea. Matter of fact, instead of worrying about it, what I'll do is I'll reach out to Joseph this week and ask him to set up another final meeting, so we can actually do that.
Correct.
Because
Okay.
that's what we need to do, this gala update for us is, the gala was well. There was one major problem though. Nobody bid on anything. Now, you could say it's because it was in the hallway. I don't think that's the case. I think it's because nobody wants to spend any more money than they already did. Most of those people spend $1,000 for a table, and with the economy the way that it is, nobody wants to spend any more money. So I
I mean,
will,
your bigger ticketed
bigger
items.
ticket items.
I was gonna say, because I'm sorry, but mine sold out. All the ones I got sold out and good
Some of
money.
the small stuff didn't sell either, like the CrossFit stuff didn't sell. I wound up buying one just because I wanted to put the money towards the board. But both of the CrossFit things didn't sell originally. And they may have sold by now because he's putting them up on.
Is that the CrossFit / smoothie something?
Yeah, and I was surprised that the lady who donated the swimming lessons, that didn't sell either. So I,
See, but those items, no offense, the crowd we had were not about to go to CrossFit. I'm sorry.
well, somebody bought the barbecue pit, so I did that one right.
Well, no, yeah, I was there with the gentleman. That was more like the living will, which we thought it was
That
a
didn't sell
will,
either.
and I thought that was, no, it's a living will.
Yeah,
So no, you can get the living will for free at the hospital when you, oh, you want to sign the living will, so that wouldn't, it's the item itself that would have been hard to.
we would
I
definitely.
think when
Yeah.
it's food, like everyone wants food, and if they.
Yeah.
Because you're guaranteed to
$100.
get it back. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
guaranteed to get it back.
And
And
some of
you're
the
gonna get
higher-
something out of
A
it.
restaurant.
You're gonna actually.
Oh, yeah, those are.
enjoy. I think maybe that should be
Yeah, the
more.
What we
one
could do-
suggestion that I got was that there were a lot of male-oriented items.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I noticed that too.
That's what someone had told me, like, where's all the girls stuff? And so I went to the Cellist Cottage and then the Renata Alchemy. I was like, we have girl stuff right here.
And the
That was
Alchemy-
it.
And the bids on the alchemy stuff was crazy. It went all the way down the bottom of the sheet. So people wanted.
And the
it.
funny thing is, it was a $38 value, total value, and it went for $39. So I was like, okay, that worked out. The one that was really a hit of the frames was the Stranger Things. That
Yeah,
went above what we
I
wanted.
noticed that the geeky type stuff actually went better than the sports stuff.
Mhm.
So it would be something that we'd have to tell Joseph to tell our provider, I don't know who that provider is, whoever provides us with all that stuff we sell for them, which is the sports memorabilia and the geeky stuff and all that we need to tone down the sports and upgrade some of the other stuff. The other thing that was really disappointing, and this is really my fault, was the live auction piece, which, I mean, we brought that Dolphins piece up thinking that it was going to sell big, and only one person bid it on it. And
He was ready to pay $2,000 for it.
and we started off at 500.
And
I
he
should've
said,
heard it.
I was ready to pay $2,000 for it. That's how we got him to buy the other frames too. Bid on the other
I
one.
asked Joseph, I said, it's 500 good? He's like, yeah, let's start there. And I'm like, after that was over, and you told me that, I was like, next time we're starting at 15. Because they can say no, and then I can come down, because
Yeah.
that was a sad thing. But the good thing about it is he went back and bought 3 or 4 more of those
Right.
sports pieces, so we did get something out of it. But the live auction thing, I don't think sports is gonna work. Also-
The photo session?
We cannot do
I think so.
2-night stay at the Miami Lakes Hotel as a grand prize.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
I don't know
I
where
was
that
sitting there
came
going,
When he told me that,
again, that's why I said, is there any way we can have a meeting of what worked, what didn't work? Also, a
Yeah,
list of the
You have to
sponsors,
debrief.
the ones
Yeah,
that, a
exactly,
debriefing,
yeah.
yes.
we need
Like-
to be involved in the final say of the sponsorship stuff before it goes out at the next event, to say what should be given in these categories and what should not, because a 2-night stay in the mine, I tried to get him to go give me some more stuff that was on the floor that we can give away. I wound up having that autism picture, which was about the only thing that they had left. I wanted the basket had not sold all night, but apparently he went out there and someone finally bid it on it. I was like,
I know who bought, that same person was going for the Flanagan gift cards. She was like right there waiting, somebody put it in. See, wait, they sold for, the 5 sets, they sold for 85 for them and 180. And I think the only reason she gave up the one for 80, because there was a pregnant lady there, and she goes, oh, and I can see that she's like, no, let her have it. But she was gung ho to get those mannequins, and she bid on the basket, she goes, nobody else bid, so I figured, let me bid for it.
Yeah, I think what we'll do next year is we'll talk and plan about which ones we want to go after. Because it kind of like, the planning stage of the whole thing was a couple of months before the event, and then it comes into the funnel. I've told them for several months, let's plan this starting in like February. Is I know it's so far out, but we need to know who can we call, you know, there's companies.
And that was a little
sponsor.
bit, I was disappointed, I'm being honest, I was disappointed, it wasn't better organized. You know, I asked for that letter, way through, at our first meeting, I need that letter, he suggested us do emails, I'm like, that's not gonna work. I can't just email them using my personal, it's gotta be more structured.
Well-
And I kept on asking, who donated the year before? Who, because those are the ones that you want to hit up again the following year.
Well, I would say this, we have 2 more years, maybe one
Two more galas
with
with
Joseph
Mayor Sid.
and Mayor Sid. So I think we need to work with him anyway to transition this to the board, because not every mayor's assistant is gonna run this. Whoever the next mayor is, we have to dictate to that assistant how we want it done.
You know, he could be, or he might be,
He's not gonna
because he
stay.
used to be busy, right? Or no?
He said he's not staying. He said he's
Oh, okay.
moving on with
Okay.
mayor.
So
So,
that's why my thing is better organized, because at the end, it was rush, yeah, let's do, and it was rushing.
I have no problem with that. I mean, I have tons of experience in event programming, and I agree with you on that. Like, I could feel there were certain things that were missed that we needed to be ahead on, and even I was behind on it. So let's have a meeting with Joseph. We can come out with a plan of
Well, now I have a
action.
letter.
With
I
that.
just
Have
copied
a
from-
letter ready to go.
All I did was copy from the email and post it on letter.
Oh, you know what? We haven't done?
During,
Finish the meeting.
I have to, it's currently
Yeah.
7:27, and I would like
What
to
are we
motion
looking
to
for?
end this meeting.
Exactly.
All those in favor? Motion passed. Meeting over. Where's Claire? She leaving?
yeah,
Yes, she went to get me the credit card stuff.
Are we supposed to stop this thing? Hi, everybody. I know Marilyn was watching. Hi, Marilyn.
Let it go all night.
She's gonna message us like, you guys talk too much.
And